Inshallah and Ashe, blessings to you, my energetic beings. So the sun is shining. It's on the horizon, elevating who we are being in this very moment, what we're producing, being in a transformation, change, and just coming out of our hiding spaces, kind of like the moon in Scorpio, the scorpion getting out from under the sand, and accepting our embodiment of who we are, authentically, heartfelt, becoming our true authenticity, our true self. Whomever you are is adding to this ingredient of our essence, and we're filling the cup of our inner value and trusting and loving ourselves to the core of who we are. So this changes that we are making inside of us, the ones that are happening or aligning with bettering ourselves, upgrading, obviously our health, right? We're in the season of Virgo, being a healthy being, movement, moving in our reality, things are transforming. I find it's always best to go to that sacred space and place, possibly even the oneness field where you're able to be safe and protected and you're sheltered in a way. So you can take the time in the space and utilize the ability to transform within your essence, within yourself, what it is that you are creating, manifesting, producing in order to become something different. Possibly even being who you were authentically born to be. So it's exploring our inner intentions, and these main ingredients, they're swirling together to be the magical essence, the being that resides within each and every one of us. So holding your essence to the channel of grace and having unforeseen faith and trusting this process. So again, the goddess of the night is in the higher tides of Scorpio. So our feelings are transforming. Maybe they are anchoring our manifestations. Those are two opposing forces, Uranus and Taurus and the moon in Scorpio and the node. So a lot's going on there. But later on, the moon is going to move into Sagittarius. And this is where our feelings and what we are believing about ourselves to come true, just authenticating our reality. So the mind herself is opening us up to receive these messages of what our soul believes to be true. So our heart may feel a new heartfelt commitment. Just be mindful at your core, affirmations, positive ones, as to what you are open to receiving. And the universe may be blessing you with this ability to really trust that vibration, trusting our feelings, what's streaming in on the emotional field, and actions to take are kind of spiritually induced. I know I use that word a lot. It's like my spiritually inducted Hall of Fame thing, but with that, welcome to today's daily snippet. I am your host, a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach. I do play in the elemental realms, and a subtle energetic surgeon, but I do go by the term holistic shaman medium. And my intention is to utilize the power of these indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, the earth star, and the galaxy, our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms, elemental, imaginal, and through the gateways of the shamanic portal, one of my playing grounds. Really, the cosmos, our subtle energies, and just so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals to really add to your personal container those ingredients, the sauce, your personal medicine, prime directive, just assisting you in discovering or navigating that inner genius, your personal medicine, the star that I authentically believe we all are, and just reintroducing you possibly to that magical essence, the being that resides within you, so your light shines even brighter. And again, my name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room on the airwaves. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channel on YouTube or otherwise, please do refer a friend, share, authentically heartfelt blessings if you do, and if you don't even. But Tanya D on YouTube, Musing with Tanya D podcast, the Tanya D on Instagram, and also some other private groups. And a shout out to the village, my community, new subscribers. Again, galactic heartfelt blessings to you. To those of you that have been part of my journey for some time as well, Ashe, and thank you. Things are growing, they're expanding. And go ahead and hit the bell button so you too are notified. And remember, a comment or a share. That will get you a message for your day to get you on your way, just echoing out the algorithm to other like-minded musers out in the universe, galactic, who may also muse about insights of the other world, the world of spirit, source, beings that are otherworldly, elementally, and just so much more. And also those other social platforms, again, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my podcast. And if your soul wishes to dive deeper into the realms of the other world, head on over to my Musing Corridor. This is my online library, digital library in the sky. It's a venue where you have some amazing opportunities and options to assist you, to guide you, a private sacred circle, a community to utilize as well. I really am your shamanic otherworldly assistant. You truly are your own healer. I think we all have intuitive gifts. Sometimes we just need to add that muscle to the mix. So with that, just a few announcements. And of course, you got to see what my soul drove in this morning. So we have the Earth star is kind of what I was going with there. We've got a horizon or a pathway on the horizon. And we also have a sunset, which I love how bright and sunny that is. The blues and the oranges and the earthy colors. So that's kind of where we're heading today. But just a few announcements. This Sunday is my meditation circle, streaming in at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We also have the season of Virgo. That's what this meditation is going to be all about. And if you haven't yet tuned into my Musing with Tanya V podcast, this one was dedicated to the Archangel Metatron, Virgo season, and along with the Merkaba cube. So there's a combo. But be sure to join in on Sunday if your heart feels called. And also on the horizon, which I'm excited about, a relaunch of A Witcher's Way to Manifestation. This is a portal to montanize your medicine. We're going to be starting at the foundation, cleansing your energetic spheres of our subtle centers, and then moving into each chalice, the center of each center, in and out of body, and then into the language of emotions and choreographing it out a little further. But maybe an outdated belief is in the way of what's in alignment to your manifestation. Maybe feelings of doubt, worry, and lower frequency vibrations are holding up your manifestation. So whatever it is, be sure to sign up. Super excited about that offering. And if your soul, your prime directive, is calling out for a one-on-one, the art of cowrie shell divinations. This is brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé of the Dagara tribe in Burkina Faso. He's an African shaman who brought this ancient art, this wisdom of these indigenous technologies here to the West. I've been his protege, a student of Elder Malidoma's for quite some time, and I continue to be of service to these indigenous ways and technologies. But it really is about your personal medicine, discovering your inner genius, and really knowing that ritual is food for our soul. Rituals for the goddess of the night, the holidays, the seasons, and so much more. Really, the elemental realm and the beings that are elemental. Just kind of seeing where the forces of adversity are, the cosmic debris, those energetic hiccups that happen for us and not to us. And the first arena always in a divination is always the realm of our ancestors. And then we begin to dive in deeper into these forces of adversity. Oftentimes I find that most people are the family janitor. You're here to do a little cleanup for your lineage and your timeline in this incarnation. So if you're feeling the nudge within yourself, schedule a session and invest in your personal medicine, your authenticity. The scales of balance today are literally at a tipping point. So the messages are going to be focused on relationships, honoring our inner world first before honoring the outer world outside of us, the others. I've been watching the Nevers, but this may be a new transformation, a shift or a change for you. I always see the snake shedding its skin, but the core of our being, our essence, it is ready for change. Like things happen for us, not to us, but sometimes we have to sit in sacred space for the message. It's like, who are you being in order to have? What's your core essence? What are those wishes? But on the menu really is the sacred space and honoring the being that resides within each and every one of us, becoming this new elevated, augmented, I was going to say acumented being. So these possibilities of a new spiritually induced timeline, which is awesome, where things take form into physical reality. Again, energy to matter. This energy of this spiritually induced timeline began really the beginning of this year. And faith is really the key ingredient to access. That's been illuminated for us, having inner faith, the acumen of spiritual faith, as we hold sacred space to be who we are, trusting the process. And those main ingredients are really trusting and loving, or loving and trusting, just setting the stage, the boundaries around our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, the old ones generally, feeling the old, even fears, or even having some self-doubt and worries. So if the shields of uncertainty feel low, the best ingredient is kindness to pour into your cosmic soup. For all of the things to be in the world, be kind, right? Kindness doesn't cost anything to be kind. Oftentimes we're clueless as to what the other is going through. So kindness appear like a silent reverie. Again, it really is like shedding skin like a snake, putting on a new wardrobe, maybe removing the old one that no longer fits you, in the closet, the spiritual closet, cleaning out the closet, all the closets, I guess, not just the spiritual one, the mind, the body, even doing a cleanse. Perfect time to do that, even our beliefs. So really take time and space to be mindful of how you are going to value who you are in the future differently. Your greatest asset is yourself. So surrounding yourself with this elevated value so it becomes the reality that you choose to be in your day-to-day life. So smile and continually be grateful for the lessons, the memos, those energetic hiccups. Be in awe of them sometimes, the ones that happen for us, and just place them on the heavenly altar. That's what I use in the universe, the heavenly universe altar. And then the universe does acknowledge the transformation. The messages don't come in how we often think they will. However, those are always fun. But this birthing of change, this inner change, transformation, it's staying in alignment with the feelings of grace, streaming in positive alignment. Don't get on the hamster wheel, the loop, and just focusing on an outcome becoming manifested in our day-to-day reality. So our soul returns, becomes real. They come manifested, and pour more value into your personal chalice and add more. Every time I say chalice, I always see a golden globe. Oh, like a big goblet, golden goblet. But honestly, just see how far we've come on this journey, having faith and trusting in ourselves. Do the great and the greater. And again, the Earth star is online. So bringing to the Earth our manifestations of our inner reality to the outer world, knowing that we are already a success. As you be it, you become it. So be in that energetic flow of it. Just stay in that frequency, right? So on the elemental highway, what do we have? Which I'm loving this, by the way. Yesterday was great, having all of the elements on board. Today we do as well, just a little different. Now we have the horse, and kind of see how this is all flowing. An earthy horse, a solid, strong horse, young earth horse, a stable, grounded horse, not a free-spirited one. This is more of a work horse. Just remember, young earth is the mountain. We go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets. We go to the mountain. It doesn't come to us. So we have a mountain range today on the day and the month. Two young earths side by side. And I don't know if you noticed, but we got a lot of woo, woo, woo going on. So today might feel a little wooey. The young earth is a woo and the horse is a woo. And then we got another young earth. I thought that was hilarious. But earth is the energy of our spleen, our pancreas, our stomach, our lymphatic circulation. Movement is the best opportunity for earth energies to move, to cleanse the system, the lymphatic system. It's the only system that really needs physical movement to remove toxicity within our body. But fire and water, those would be the best assets for today. A candle, a water bowl, maybe add some flowers, do a ritual, or like even put a candle in a bowl of water, maybe a floating candle with little flowers around it, stuff like that. Get in the bath, whatever. But even go to the waters, offer some flowers to moving water, honey, even milk, stuff like that. Or even seeds to burst from a pod, maybe in the spring. Be creative. But our day is also, again, it's pretty balanced, but go to the mountain, the earth protectors, the keepers of the earth, Tingon, Timbaloo. We've got a friend coming in on the month, a friend indeed, right, to help a friend in need. And coming in from the month as well, it's about bonding, creating friendships, friendships that have meaning, and spending time within a social circle, like your true authentic friends. And on the year, we've got the flamboyant talent or God or gifting, whatever you want to call it. That's kind of what they call it in Chinese astrology. But this may be the flamboyant friend that's coming in. So it could be a friend or it could be you, just saying. Creativity, our ability to communicate to our core, valuing our friendships or producing friendships as well. So it's all about production today. Things becoming real. Okay, on the messages, these are your options. You've got the earth. That was meant to be the earth star, but I liked how that star was circling around the earth. We've got a pathway on the horizon, and we have a sunset, which is fun. So you have some moments to comment your option. And this here, this is funny that when I was swirling the cards around, this one just flipped over, funny enough. And the earth, that's what popped out. So this is a bonus message to kind of set our stage for the day. Earth represents the gift of life. It's symbolic of referring not just to our body, but the body of planet Earth, the essence of nature, stability, grounding into the earth. We're being reminded that all creatures are born onto the earth. Being human, we're kind of the stewards of all the lives and beings on the planet, just referring to what we make of it, our health, our wealth, security, grounding, solidity, stability. Earth is solid. And just reminding us that the world is a form, it's a gift from spirit. It needs to be treated with respect, as we need to do that for ourselves. But being that this earth symbol just jumped out while I was swirling the cards, it kind of represents a need to focus on our inner reverence and having appreciation for our natural gifting, gifts that are coming to us now and always, and opening that treasure box, the concrete world we inhabit here by the grace of spirit, the streams of grace. We're kind of a part of it in the cosmic soup swirling and the elemental soup. So we can accomplish a lot right now when we focus on being compassionate to ourselves and others, being kind of reverent, being in service to the world, acting with integrity, being grateful, even humility, really. So you may find yourself more prosperous today than you may have imagined, or into the weekend. This is kind of a accessing or an assurance of success. It's an invitation. So the earth appearing and the 17, it's a spiritual heart. This is actually the 17. It's the number of the full moon coming up. So this is like a spiritual heart, spirit coming to our heart, and we feel spirit. We then have a heartfelt spiritual commitment. So spirit is inducing this decision, this commitment. So if you can take the time to converse with spirit, go to the mountain, that would be great. Okay, on to the messages. Oh, wrong way. Whoops, hotkey, don't want that. Too many buttons here. Okay, if you chose the earth, which we just did an earth card, but this is hilarious. Ding, ding, ding. You get the witness. Otherworldly, however, but needless to say, the witness. 64, which is also the frequency of today. So that's very curious. This is when we receive messages and we open up to them. We understand where we heartfelt belong on the earth. We identify with where we belong. We trust and love the process. So the witness is observing without engaging, without any action, a watcher on the cloud lines. If you've read the Keys of Enoch, the book of Enoch, actually. So when we cultivate this inner stillness within us, we have access to any situation from a higher perspective, just making better decisions, better outcomes. Those two mountains we had today, two young earths on the elemental highway. So that's an elevated otherworldly perspective. Being present for others' difficulties with stillness, be observing. We then become better listeners so we can truly authentically hear what they're saying, and we're able to give their heartfelt service, be a better advisor, if you will. Sometimes in the stillness, we then become the silent mirror, reflecting, just being in our own essence, our own presence. That's when they receive their own answers, being guided by the light in a way. So just acknowledging our preconceptions, our ideas, feelings about a situation that we may or may not be in, but resisting the urge to change any of it, just appearing and to watch it and not falling into our controlling patterns. Instead, literally taking the breath, take that pause, and connecting with our inner joy, those joy molecules, literally knowing that we don't have to perform. And inaction is an action, holding space for the world to keep spinning on its own axis and following, right? Just allowing the flow to go. So that's the witness. And then if you chose the horizon, you get the arrow, which is awesome. The arrow, it reminds me of Maladoma's grandfather. If you've read any of his books, you do know what I am talking about. Or if you have been in ceremony or to Africa with Elder, you know also about the arrow. Read those books. They're great. They have a lot of great wisdom of the origin streaming in. But the arrow, this is protecting our beliefs, the three, having boundaries around our beliefs, valuing our beliefs, the cosmic energy of today, connecting with them, Jupiter and Aries. So who we are is in the limelight, Aries. We're changing who we're actions and our character and our behavior, and we're opening up, we're expanding our beliefs about who we are authentically. A spiritual character or behavior, a new birthing of a spiritual belief inside of us. Did anybody watch Rings of Power? Just saying last night. That was great. Arrows, the elven arrows, I might add. Who doesn't like elves? Just saying. But being that we are receiving the arrow today, this is a symbol when we are in alignment with our heart and our soul, knowing we're on target, we are in the flow, moving through the air, hitting the bullseye. So just being true to our calling, releasing attachments of this dimension, freeing ourselves from bondage, maybe unstoppable ambition, being in the flow. So it's a message where in a moment's notice, things are going to be revealed, opened up. Intentions are going to make contact with the material world, the physical reality, landing in reality, literally taking form, producing, which again is the energy of today. So it's like setting our creativity free. That's when we are in the flow. We're soaring through the air. However, it is otherworldly. So maybe we need to take that breath, take that pause. The arrow's still going to hit its mark, and just admitting sometimes that if we continue on a path that we're on, we may shoot the arrow. It might go astray, hitting something differently, another target, a possibility as well. Maybe you're attached to winning the game of life that you're so afraid you're going to miss the outcome. Or this aspect I prefer is the possibility that the arrow was actually meant to land somewhere different than where you had wished it soared to. So it's about taking a breath, a pause, regrouping, and asking yourself if what you desire is worth your energy, right? Energy is a value as well. So it's a symbol, it's a sign that something better is waiting, a different outcome. But there is a certain wisdom in not getting what we want sometimes. We sometimes think that suffering is a bad thing, but it may also lead us to a pathway that heals the parts of us that may feel unworthy, the parts that worry that there isn't enough. So make peace and joy with those inner voices. What truly heartfelt belongs is authentically ours. It's going to be waiting for us. And the universe is always opening doors and closing others. So the arrow hits its mark. It's trusting the process. It's being in the moment, being in the now. Okay, and for the sunset out there, whoever chose the sunset, our final message, if you had, this is the Beauty Way. We've pulled this one before. I love this card, actually. It's got a lot of details, the lotus. It's got a lot of symbology in it as well, the dragonfly. But the 4, this is like, where do you heartfelt belong? Where in your reality do you belong? What is the frequency you're frequenting that your law of attracting? So is that frequency of love and above? That's kind of the energy of that. You kind of have to identify where you do and you do not belong. The universe, we attract those frequencies and those vibrations, whether we're aware of it or not sometimes. But the Beauty Way, this is a path that we travel on, but it's also a daily practice. The path is where we choose to perceive only beauty before us, behind us, and just all around us. Nature, right? Waking up to birds every morning, seeing the hummingbirds. That's the space I live in. But as we journey through this thing called life, I always think of Prince. I think I like saying that out loud. But the practice is where we take the action to bring in the beauty of that element into every situation that we are in. Even when things feel or seem ugly, distracted, we can act, we can bring in integrity, bring peace to any difficult encounter where everybody else may only see darkness or perceive darkness, a different perspective, right? We can point out the light and just helping or assisting people to uncover those hidden treasures and values. So that's kind of what we're being invited to create beauty in all aspects of our life, to really recognize our authenticity, our own inner beauty inside of ourselves, and also assist others to show them their light. Taking time to smell the roses, take a breath, take a pause, go look to the stars. Myself would be the moon, the cosmos, and just recognize nature for the magic that resides within it. It's also inside of you. The birds in the morning, the crisp dew on the leaves or the grass. So when we begin to see the bounty of beauty that surrounds every situation, seeing the higher octaves, the ones we often find ourselves in, we then receive the lesson. We get the memo that life is teaching us in a kind and gentle way, an offering. Really, with the mountains, I would go to the mountain and offer the mountain maybe a bed of roses, if you will, or some water. So just interesting thoughts there. So with the energy of today, things are taking form into reality. So it's like, what are you inducing within yourself that you intend to manifest and bring into form? Make it real in reality. Knowing we are valuable inside and outside, seeing where we have been, and also seeing the progress that we've made over the last year. This growth has happened for us. So I would affirm that I am in my solidarity, I am solid, manifesting reality through trusting the process, spiritually induced through our authentic heart, our high heart, Virgo season, stuff like that. But I would absolutely love to see you in my meditation circle this Sunday. And also, as always, be sure to register for A Witcher's Way to Manifest. It's going to be otherworldly. You will need a journal as you journey into places you may have been blindsided to. How you see the world is how the world sees you. So if you're ready to be seen differently, then you may need to look at things differently as well. Things happen for us, not often to us. But I will see you Monday for a holiday snippet, probably early in the morning. So with that, make it a magical weekend, and tomorrow is going to be just as vibrant as well. Ashe, blessings to you. Thanks for listening.